everyone. Welcome back to the virtual woodworking class. Decided that we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the process for doing the last project. So if you have your folders with you, the last project is this little end table, hardwood end table. So I'll go through all the steps that we have to do that, and Philip Morley's got some great videos on certain aspects, and so I'll include those in the lesson. We are going to make, or the final project is, a hardwood table. All right, this one is pecan. I made it, I don't know, many years ago, and pecan turned out to be a very dense wood and was really hard to work with as far as figuring out the grain. Remember the direction of grain. You got to be really good with this when you're milling it and get the direction of grain correct, or it just chips out like crazy. Anyway, it came out pretty good. It has tapered legs on the inside edges. The outsides are square or straight. Inside edges are tapered on two sides. Give it a little more style to it. 4 aprons, and the tabletop. This tabletop is made out of 4 pieces of wood that were milled and jointed and glued together. And the point of spending time putting your tabletop panel together is to get the grain so that where the lines just disappear. People think it's one big piece of wood. It attaches with these little, you can see these are little Z-clips, and they go into a slot that's made by a tool called a biscuit joiner. I might have used a biscuit joiner, I can't remember. Anyway, there's a little slot here, and then the tabletop fastener is in that slot. And the reason the slot, it has some slack in it, is so that the wood, when the wood moves, and all wood moves, it moves forever. It never stops moving. Reacts to humidity and moisture. And if this was completely stationary, the top would buckle. And so this allows the whole thing to move as moisture and dryness take effect on the tabletops, or the cross grains of the tabletop. Okie dokie. Move that. So I just want to review about hardwoods and framing material. This is a piece of pecan. I used to have this forever. This is a hardwood. When you buy hardwoods, the only thing that's consistent is the thickness, and you describe it in quarters. 4 quarters, 5 quarters, 6 quarters, 8 quarters. Those are the standard sizes. If you need something else, you probably have to order it. That's the only thing that's consistent, is the thickness. And remember, these are rough, so they haven't been milled. They haven't gone through a planer or a joiner. There's actually, sometimes there's tree bark on them, or all kinds of defects in them, and you have to work around that when you're laying out your components. The randomness of these boards is in their length and their width. So before you go to a hardwood store, which in this case would be Fine Lumber and Plywood up north off of off of Runberg. These guys are really friendly, and they like ACC students, so this would be the place to go. When you do an intermediate project, you have to buy your own wood, and that's the place you would go to do that. But you can't go in there without knowing what you need, and you figure that out through the cut list. And I'm going to do a cut list really quickly on this because it's not that many components to this little project. The other type of wood is framing material, and it's pine. Remember, this is the softwoods, but this is what we build our houses out of. These come in standard sizes, 2 by 4 by 8. That would be 2 inches thick, 4 inches wide, 8 feet long. That's what we call it. But after they mill off the edges and the rough thing spots, it's actually 1.5 by 3.5 by 8 feet. So the sizes for this type of wood is a 2x4, 2x6, 2x8, 2x10, 2x12. Those are pretty much the standard sizes that you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's. And the lengths run in 2-foot increments from 8 to 20. And if you need something longer, you have to order it from a mill. So this standard is the thickness, the width, and the length, as opposed to just the thickness for hardwoods.